Man School 202.
Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.
Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Man School 202. I am Harry Turjanian. Don't worry, everyone. Dante Nero will be here tonight. He will be here, but I'm just, we're killing some time. He's running a little bit late. And rather than just make you wait and do nothing, we want to give you some, maybe I can help out a little bit. Just have some fun here. As Dante is on his way, he's having a little car trouble. Apparently, he had to go to the DMV because he had to get special licensing for his pussy wagon. So, he's got a new vehicle. But anyway, I'm here, Harry Turjanian. Welcome to Man School 202. We are creating better men for society, one relationship at a time. And you're welcome to, call me up. I feel like I'm Dante's number one student, right? I think so. Yeah, I would have to be. I would have to be his number one student, I've been under his tutelage for 13 years. He's changed my life tremendously, taught me so much. I do get a lot of people who, they relate to me a little bit more. There are some people who come from what they believe is like the nerdy guy sphere. So they relate to me a little bit. I get those consultations. And it's weird because I learned all my stuff from Dante, right? So, but I'm still learning to be as extreme as Dante is. We will be taking calls. In the meantime, you can take a call if you want some advice from me while we wait to make that happen. There's the info. Look at Dom right there. It's quick on the trigger. I like you. How you doing, Dom?
I'm good. It's been a while.
It's been a little bit. It's been a couple of weeks. Dante was in the UK, tearing it up on the comedy scene, doing the family thing, being a good dad. International. People need help all over around the world, Dom, not just here. So, and don't forget your catchphrase when Dante comes, right? So let's practice because I want you to be money when Dante comes.
You already know.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Dom. And if you want to throw in a motherfucker, I bet you'd be happy if you just like a little space, motherfucker, and he'll be real happy about that. I swear. I'm not putting a prank on you. I'm not one of those guys.
Maybe it depends how crazy I'm feeling.
Oh, see, I like that. You know what? I like that. You're your own man. You make your own decisions, Dom. You make your own decisions. This is kind of a sample of what I do over at my other show. Harry Has ADHD. You could find that on my YouTube channel at Harry Turjanian. And it's just me on my own. And I try to solve every week. I do have ADHD. ADHD. For a second, I got confused because they call it ADD sometimes, and it's ADHD. And I think I'm partly dyslexic. Back in the day, we had another word for it, the R word. We can't. Well, I guess we can use it now. I guess we're allowed to use it. I just choose not to in case we go back, because I have a feeling we're going to go back. I know we're going to go back. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we will go back to where it's inappropriate. And there's too much camera footage now. I'm not going to be on camera when I finally make it and I have a job, and then they cancel me because I thought for like 5 minutes it was cool to use the R word because I wanted to get on Kill Tony or whatever, So Dante, I guess I could tell you what Dante taught me, the biggest things he taught me, the biggest lessons about life and relationships. The biggest thing Dante taught me, oh, by the way, follow me at Harry Turjanian, all my social media platforms. That's where I do. And on YouTube, I have a live stream that you can check out. I'm going to be cutting up clips. What is the biggest thing that Dante taught me is the power of saying no, I think, and not accepting things that you don't like and calling out things that you're uncomfortable with. Now, I will admit, I've not been officially single for a while. So I do not have the best game, so to speak. I never did. My thing was never, we don't teach that pickup stuff, the pickup art, which is, there's some validity to that. There's some value to the pickup art. I get that. But the problem is they teach you how to, it's basically they teach you how to trick a woman into liking you. And then when you get that woman, you have zero ability to keep her, hold on to her, because once you're done tricking her, you're still you, right? So you just put on a Halloween costume, which you don't know how to wear all the time. So that's not what we teach here. What we teach is how to be a better man, a better person, improving your life and making your life great, and then the relationships follow. That's the idea. But a lot of it is saying no. And that helps more in relationships. I mean, it helps in dating, too, believe me, because there's a lot of nonsense you get in dating. And like I remember one time there was I got this girl's number. It was at a comedy show. There was this cute girl, got her number, and then she texted me, and she goes, I texted. Well, I forget whatever. I texted her. I said, "Hey, met you at the comedy show. Really, like to go out." And she wrote back, "Well, actually, don't get mad, but actually, my friend is the one who thinks you're cute, and she was too scared to get your number, so I got your number." And I just didn't respond to that. I was done with that. Now, this girl was cute, and now here's the mistake dudes make, right? Dom, when I tell you that story, what do you think about that story? When I go, I asked a girl for her number. She gave me the number, and when I texted her, she's like, "Oh, I actually got it for my friend." Right? How do you analyze? What do you think about? Oh, look who's here! Wait a minute, Dom. Hold on. Look who's here. The man is finally here. Come on in. You all right? Yeah. Oh, the door. All right. Let me get out of the way here.
Sorry, cool.
Yeah.
Let me go. How long ago you started?
Just like 5 minutes ago.
What's up, yo?
There we go.
Dom, it's hot in here. Fuck is up with the AC? What up, Harry?
How you doing, bud?
Thanks for starting.
Yeah, why not? Why not? We didn't get any calls where you were going.
All right.
I mean, we were only on the air for like 4 or 5 minutes.
All right.
Until everybody fixed the problem, we had licensing because the pussy wagon was not. You had to get special licensing, was my
For the
understanding.
yeah. It's
There's new limitations now with the Trump administration. You can't just any vehicle can't just be a pussy wagon.
no. Only separate special one.
Yeah.
What up, motherfuckers? Shout out to Domino in the building. Did we shout Dom out already?
Well, we did, but let's shout him out again. Domino.
You already know.
That's
what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Big Harry in the building.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
I'm doing good.
Oh, is that your new ringtone? What the fuck is that? It went from creep to like a Jamaican. Is that like a remix?
Xavier. Big shouts to Xavier. Shit, Xavier's always on the.
Xavier's right there.
Hold on, let me see what he sent me.
Well,
Cash App in the building. $10 from Xavier, always in the building. Always maintaining credibility at all times.
Always.
Where does that come from?
That's the Mad TV, the Persian, depressed Persian tow truck guy. Always. Because people would get in and they'd be upset about their day. And they'd be like, my kids. And he goes, you think you have it bad? I have 17 kids. And they don't sleep in their own bed. They beat me all night. Always.
Good day, man. I had an interesting consultation.
You did?
Yes.
All right.
The dude. So let me see how. And I want to keep this totally anonymous.
Okay.
Also.
Okay.
Because
this must be a doozy because you love using government names when you tell these stories.
Yeah. But I wouldn't do that because this is a
no, of course.
So he was a little embarrassed about talking to me about it, right?
Okay.
Because again, I feel like people trust me and they don't wanna disappoint me, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I would be disappointed, but this was
wow. You do get disappointed.
Yeah, but I don't get this. You're gonna see why this.
Okay, this is different.
Yeah.
Okay.
It disappoints me when you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it. It disappoints me when you know that there's a problem. But this was so apparently he likes dudes a little bit.
Okay.
And
he's
he didn't
bi. He's bi.
I don't even think he's bi. I think it might have been one little extra beautiful dude.
I don't know, man.
With sex appeal. I don't know.
Back in the day, we go, you got an ounce. You're in for a penny, in for a pound.
Back in the day.
But I guess everything is fluid now?
Everything's
fluid. There's
nothing
wrong with that. But
but... So
I don't know. I'm just coming at it from a straight guy. No amount of beauty.
So this is what really the fun. There's a funny part to this. So he wanted to tell me about it. He was like this one particular dude. He was messing with this girl and her friend, her gay friend, which like very kind of feminine dude. And he the guy was definitely the kind of like, like he's a
Which guy?
twink.
The
kid,
consultation you're doing?
No,
the
no,
person?
the other guy.
The guy he was mildly attracted
But
to.
he was kind of a twink.
A twink, which is a very thin, slight,
Slim,
tiny...
very feminine, very
Yeah.
passive, and so, and this is what I say all the time about about this is our understanding of what when we say this sex and gender being a spectrum,
Sure.
right? Not just now. A lot of people have a problem, especially and we call those people MAGA. They don't believe it's very rigid. But one of the things that I always say that's interesting that makes it obvious
Yeah.
is there is a big difference between The Rock and, let's say, Woody Allen.
Sure. They're both technically men.
They're both men.
They both are men.
They're both men, but
genetically, but they're
there's a
vastly
wide
different. Yeah.
There's also a big difference between what was Rosie O'Donnell and Portia, what it was
DeRossi.
Portia de Rossi. That was the
Sure. Ellen
right.
DeGeneres is
Ellen
that girlfriend.
DeGeneres.
Yeah, they're
Like-
both lesbians,
but
women, lesbians, but very different. Very different.
so there's a spectrum.
Aesthetically,
So
yeah.
if you understand that spectrum, then what is to say that
Well, I think a lot of Donald Trump's cabinet is on the spectrum, but
Oh,
that's
I
a
think
different.
they straight gay.
Oh no, I meant mentally. I meant like Elon Musk, but whatever.
Yeah, they straight gay though.
Okay,
Please.
okay, that's fine.
You know that grinder thing, right? The
Oh,
whole-
sure, yeah, the grinder that's mostly Republican. They show
So
up.
those who don't know this, that the Republican convention came, and they so many Republicans were signing up.
Well, that's
for,
the gay Super Bowl. That's
for-
the grinder Super Bowl.
for faceless, nameless
Profiles.
profiles that they broke the server. They shut the server down.
There was a big alarm going off. Woo!
Just
woo,
everything
woo.
shut down. They just couldn't handle the
We're going
sheer
down. We're going down. Grab a hold, everybody.
lights flashing. So and like I said, it's I don't I'm not judging it. What I am judging is the fact
hypocrisy.
that the hypocrisy of it, and the fact that you want to legislate against your own fear and your own hypocrisy, which is crazy.
Shout out to Lindsey Graham.
He is the belle of the ball. I do declare.
Yeah. You can't say that he's gay because that would be illegal because technically he
He's
hasn't come
allegedly.
out. But allegedly.
But he does have a fan
Lady
and a
G.
long. I wouldn't doubt that he doesn't have a long lace dress with a petticoat underneath it.
Southern style, Gone with the Wind petticoat.
Oh, Mr. Cunnilingus.
Cunnilingus.
That's Cunnilingus.
Colonel Angus. Colonel Angus is coming. All right, so this guy you're consulting, this kid, he was attracted to this guy. Maybe the first time, either I guess he would mention to you that
Yeah, it was
that's
the
never
first-
happened.
Never
before.
happened before.
Okay.
And the guy, and it's interesting because everything that we talk about on the show, techniques and how to maintain your masculine your dominant posture, whatever. Anyway, eating like he got topped off, got a little
Okay.
blowy, right?
All right.
And then you with us, Dom, on this? And here's the thing. So then the dude came back around again, and
The twink that topped him off.
yeah, came back around, and he
Okay.
was like, I'm just going through so much right now, and and then it's my school, and then immediately he was like, "Oh, you're as annoying as."
This is just like getting a chick. You're like, I thought the whole point of this gay thing was, you hit it and quit it and keep moving.
Let's watch the Super Bowl and suck our dicks we can
Yeah.
suck each other off at halftime.
And most of that is true, but all right, but it can't, I
Nope.
guess not.
He was like, he says to me, he's listening to this guy talk, and he goes, are you listening to me?
Because you seem to be zoning off.
And he
you were
was
paying
like-
a lot more attention when I was sucking your dick.
He was like, he's like, I don't even like this guy. Like, I just met this guy. He's unloading on me all his crap.
Like, Jesus. He's just like, oh, you're crowding me.
So he
It's like you're smothering me.
so he decided he's not bi.
Well, I don't think that's how that works.
That's how it works.
No, it's not.
I'm telling you what he said.
I mean, listen, you're bi, and that's okay. That's okay. There's no judgment here. You're bi. It's okay. We're happy that you're bi. Yeah, whatever. You know, do your thing. But you're bi. If you're into the guys, I don't think that's a spur of the moment thing.
Okay,
Especially if it's only because the conversation turned him off. It's not even like he was like, you know what? I didn't feel right after it, and he was fine with the blowjob. Everything was happy. It's just when the emotional attachment is the problem.
As a dude, there's an old school dude, a little older than me. He was like, a mouth's a mouth. I was like, no, that is not
no, that's not how that works.
But he was like, yeah.
Man, I'd hate to think that experience was ruined by the first gay guy he met who was had overcommitment issues, I guess.
And if I'm making, I don't make nothing up.
No,
right?
why would you? Why would you? Why would you? But I mean, look, it's you're not wrong. Gay relationships, they still follow the same rules. A relationship is a relationship.
There's always a masculine and there's always a feminine. There's always a dominant and a submissive.
A leader and a
always
follower. Somebody has to take a lead, no matter what, because people always talk about compromise, even in the confines of business or like creative relationships.
Any
somebody
relationship.
has to take the lead.
Yeah.
You know, like the Beatles. If you watch that documentary, Get Back, the one they did like 2 or 3 years ago, what you find is, John and Paul are like kind of the leaders of the group.
Yeah.
But Paul had to take more of a leadership role
Mm-hmm.
because nobody else wanted to do shit.
Yeah.
Everybody else wanted to fuck around with the guitars, and he's like, hey,
And do acid.
what are we doing here? Somebody, and they're like, I don't know. He goes, all right, well, we got to fucking hash this out. And everyone was pissed off at Paul.
Yeah.
But my point is, Mick
Somebody's
Jagger, Keith
somebody's
Richards,
got to run the show.
somebody has to, even when you're, working as a unit, somebody has to take the lead ultimately at some point.
Absolutely.
And that's gay relationships or straight relationships.
So it was interesting because there's a few things from this, right? Number one,
Sure.
I hit the punchline early, right? Because he was just like, yeah, I'm not gay.
I'm not gay no more. I like women's. I don't like men's no more. I'm not gay no more.
Women's. Hey, can you find that clip?
Just look up. I'm not gay no more. You'll see the guy.
It will come.
It's
immediately.
a purple shirt and a yellow bow tie.
He's clearly gay, and he's
It looks like Jordan Peele playing
he's
a character.
he's coming out at church.
He's at church,
and he's decided
he's trying to testify that I'm not gay no more.
I
I don't
love-
like men's no more.
I love women's. You got it? Play it.
Oh, I'm trying to find it.
You'll find it. You'll find it. All right. So he's saying.
but
that's
here's
the one part.
I hit the punchline early. But the thing is, I wanted him to know, and I want anybody to know, is when you do a consultation, DanteandHarry.com, click on consult. I'm not judging you. You have no reason to think that I would judge you or judge you about whatever it is that floats your boat. My job in a consultation is if you don't, you got it? Yeah, there it is. Hold on.
Can we see it? Where is it? Let's see if we pop it up there.
Can you see it?
This is in a church, and I guess they use gay conversion therapy, perhaps. So, here we are.
You believe that the Lord tonight has set you free.
Tonight.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Turn around and tell those people. Tell them. I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
That bow
I
tie.
don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not
That's not-
put on makeup. I will. I will.
I will do something with women.
Oh, no, he's
There you go.
I mean,
Y'all praise God with him.
that bow tie.
Oh, wait a minute.
That, can we just go back and pause it to the bow tie? I just want to see the bow tie again, Dom, when we get a chance. I mean, that is, and everyone in the church has to pretend like that worked and he's not gay. That jacket, the thing, it's the gay. Look at that bow tie. That's not even like a regular bow tie.
That is Lord Fauntleroy.
Yeah, he looks like Caesar Romero as the Joker in the Batman thing. Like he is. That is the gayest bow tie, and nothing wrong with it. But what is going on? Nobody's. I mean, he's
Nice
wearing
little
the
paisley jacket.
fuchsia shirt. Is that fuchsia? I don't know.
That's a
'cause
baby
I'm not gay.
blue. That's a baby blue.
I think it's more
Nice
purple
mustard.
than blue. Leaning in the spectrum of colors.
Baby
it's-
blue with
it's
a nice
purple,
mustard
yeah.
and a pink.
I mean, and the way he says it, he's gay.
Hey, Dom, can we get that on my on my soundboard, please?
I'm not gay no more. I'm not
Yeah,
gay.
I'll get it for next week.
Yeah, I'm not gay no more. Sounds like Bobby Hill. I'm not gay no more. That's my purse.
You know, I like women's. I like that.
Did you ever see the one that someone took that and they go same energy and it's like I'm not gay no more, that one, and then it's Will Smith's long I like girls.
Anyway, but so I wanted to.
Nothing wrong with being gay. We're having a laugh at this guy, not because he's gay, just so we're straight.
No, but
Just
I wanted
the insanity
it
of
to
that.
be clear that I'm not like anytime you do a consultation, read DanteandHarry.com, click on consult, stop playing.
Or you could email me, advicefromharry@gmail.com.
Advicefromharry@gmail.com. I'm not judging you. In no shape or form am I judging you. I understand this. I'm understanding this stuff more and more myself.
Sure.
I'm not. I'm trying to. I'm looking at the science. Did you know that? And in some, look at you think I'm a joke.
No,
I'm not loading up.
I was loading up. I was loading up. I go, did they find the gay gene? Because when you go to science, did they find that gay gene?
Yes, it's called Sasson. This is the gay genes. No, but they have there are people who start out female and then during puberty they grow, the penis grows.
Sure. Yeah.
The clitoris
I could
grows.
believe that, yeah.
So it's actually
Yeah, that makes sense. You ever see an apple that's like just a different shape? There's like an extra thing on it. There's like an extra. You ever see like two apples connected?
Yeah.
Like it happens in nature. It's different.
and they and there's also men. There's also men with penis that have ovaries and everything.
Sure.
And everything in between that.
Sure.
Every aspect of that
I mean,
in between that,
yeah.
every level of spectrum. And so when somebody says it's a binary choice, it's just
not.
medically.
Medically, it's not.
It's just not. It's not only that, but socially, it's not. Because when you, like I said, with who was the comic? I got to stop using Woody Allen, but the Jewish comic. I was so high. You know that passed away.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried. Yeah.
Gilbert Gottfried and The Rock is like
Same. They're both men. They're both straight men.
Yeah.
But they're drastically different. So why can't the sexuality be different? Why can't the body structure, the
can't-
biology be different?
We
Why
know that
wouldn't
the
it?
biology is different. We absolutely, it's proven that the biology is different. So I just wanted to say, it was really difficult for him to talk about it because I think he didn't want me to be disappointed, and I just wanted him to. We got a call. Let's go. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Anthony, East Coast. What's going on?
What's up, man? What's going on?
Chilling. I don't really have a question. I just want to make a quick comment on what you just said about the sort of the binary nature of sexuality in general. All that bullshit.
Yeah.
So I work in computer science. So you know what binary code is, right?
Absolutely. Zeros
It's
and
one
ones.
and it's zero.
Yeah.
But what happens when you take different combinations of zeros and ones?
It
You
changes
get all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
You get
right.
all kinds
Changes
of
the digits,
it
right?
completely changes everything.
In fact, you can express any character in zeros and one. Am I correct with that?
That's correct.
Yeah. And how many? And
So-
it's what is it? Usually 8, right? Or can that change? Can the bit change?
Well, yeah, it just depends on it's literally just a combination of zeros and ones and how many of them there are.
Right. So you could have
Okay.
16 digits, right?
Yeah.
So here's a question because I'm just exploring. So when somebody says it's 16-bit, would that be 16 different digits?
16-bit is like 16 bytes, I believe.
Okay.
So it's unrelated to the zeros
Okay.
and
All right.
ones.
So it's not the
situation.
amount
Yeah.
of places for zeros and ones.
No.
Okay.
Actually, there's a specific number of 16. There's specific numbers of zeros and ones that go into a byte. A byte is 8 bits.
Right.
So 16 bits is 2 bytes,
2
actually. I
bytes.
said
Okay.
one.
All right, but if you were gonna do something in terms of binary and you had 16 different places, but I guess how many different combinations can you get from just 1 byte?
From 8 bits.
Yeah.
Well, you just get each bit is 0 or 1.
Right.
So the number of, like, they call it permutations.
Yeah.
It's like 256. So you can
Wow.
get 256 values just from,
Oh,
like,
so
8
that's
bits.
where you get the 256 from.
Right.
Ah.
2 to the power of 8.
There you go.
Fucking and 512 is also it's
Right.
See, this is too much math for conservatives to understand how
Yeah.
the gay thing works. They just tap out. Well, God said so.
God said you gay.
Yeah.
And going to hell. Right. That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
but that's a great way of looking at it. That it's just from a technical standpoint, even all the zeros and ones. You change it, it could mess things up. It could make things better.
Well, it just makes it different.
It makes it different.
That's
Right.
really dope. What's interesting about that is, I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but I said that true wisdom is the understanding of underlying concepts, how they relate to situations that seem irrelevant but really are not. So the tears you can take, it's funny that you're calling up, and I love that, man, that you're calling up and you say, wow, this is, because really that's when you start really making you start to make decisions intentfully, is when you start to see the connections between things that seem like they're not connected.
Right.
You know, when you step back and, oh, wow, this is like that. And this is it's funny that today, see, I'm always going on some kind of, Harry laughs at me because I'm,
What is this now?
because my, my YouTube channel is either me looking at, somebody that said the N-word and getting the shit, getting dragged, some white lady getting dragged.
Some Karen.
Some Karen.
Learns her lesson at a Taco Bell.
Or I'm deep in the evolutionary pit. So today I saw this video today about sea wolves.
Sea wolves. I'm not
Yes.
familiar with sea wolves.
So Dom, you know anything about sea wolves?
I don't think so. No.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I've
Dom-
never heard this.
So apparently the wolves, certain wolves, in certain areas are actually, because they've lost the like they would normally hunt in packs, right? And so they don't have the food that they would have. So the wolves are swimming they're coastal wolves that are swimming 6 and 7 miles to islands where
There is food.
where the salmon spawn, and they go there because they know the salmon is spawn, and so they
So they're pescatarian wolves? That's
well
pretty
they
amazing.
also eat otters and seals as
Okay,
well.
all right.
But they only eat the brain of the salmon. Hear this. This is why when people start talking about evolution and they don't believe it, which is ridiculous. They only eat the brains because they have a detection of toxic
chemicals in there,
and
so
there's
they don't like the
mercury
mercury of the
in
fish.
the fish, but it doesn't. The last place that mercury goes is to the brain. So they only eat the brain. How crazy is that?
That is wild.
How
But
crazy?
that's the evolution of it. So you can evolve, with that. If that's possible, then of course there's different spectrums of sex and
Yeah, and a dude can't get topped off if he want to get topped off. Come on.
I mean,
There's sea wolves.
we got sea wolves.
You can't get topped.
Whatever.
Right?
I mean,
Whatever
what,
rings your bell, right?
what kind of world is
Whatever
this?
you want to do.
And
Yeah.
whatever you want to do.
As long as no one's getting hurt.
Can't
there's
get a
no-
little sloppy toppy from Bob? Why not?
From Jonathan.
Yeah, Jonathan. Eugene? Who am I?
Some of these twinks are swimming 6-7 miles to find someone to blow.
In Speedos.
I mean,
banana
it's crazy.
hammocks.
The coast of British Columbia and Alaska, just like the sea wolves, apparently.
And apparently they have a thin layer of blubber just below, so they're nice and soft.
The sea wolves do?
No,
Yeah.
the twinks.
Oh, the twinks. Oh, yeah. Because you think they're so tiny.
So they don't have the
They don't
hypothermia.
have, no, but there's a thin layer.
like a dolphin.
Well, the
A
cum
smooth.
the cum forms inside a thin layer with the stomach.
Fun
acid.
fact.
Yeah,
Twinks are smooth like dolphins.
they are.
Hair-
They go right through the water.
Yo, thanks for calling in, dog. I appreciate
Very.
it.
Bro, I wanted to drop that for you guys. Have a good night.
No, that was
appreciate-
great,
thank you,
Anthony.
man.
Thank you. Somebody in the chat was writing to finish the story. I did start a story before you got in, so
Okay.
I wanted to finish it. It's not a long story. But one of the things you taught me, I was
You're
saying
gonna
was,
go to
there's no gay.
hairless twinks?
No,
to
there's
your
no
story?
twinks
All right,
involved
all
in this
right, all
story.
right, go
This was
ahead,
before you introduced the twink
Go ahead.
factor
Go ahead.
into the room. I was telling a story about, what you taught me most of all was probably the power of no, and like when you're not pleased with something, not to just accept it. And there was a time where a girl, we were at it was a night, I think one of our shows, we were there together. I got a number from her, and she texted me. Oh, I'm actually, I texted her back like, hey, I'm, she goes, well, actually, my friend was the one who was interested in you, and I got the number because she was too shy, and would you want to go out with her? And I didn't respond to me. I was like, I'm not gonna. And
Now,
she
what
hit
did
me
the
up,
friend look
question
like?
mark. I don't know what the friend looked like. Didn't bother to find out because here's the thing, and this is something I guarantee you wasn't going to be great, because if the friend was too shy, there's a reason it's too
probably
shy, and
didn't see
I've
it.
been burned with this before. By the way.
This is
I got a second story for you, but the point is, I said no. I didn't even interact with her,
Right,
and
right.
I wanted to scream on her, and I didn't do that. Maybe today I probably would. I'd be like, how would you feel if I got your number and then I went,
gave it to somebody else.
I'm not into you, but would you like to fuck my friend instead? With that, how would a woman feel if you did that? They'd be furious.
Depends on the guy.
Yeah, I mean, what
If
are
it's
the?
Chris Breezy,
Yeah, I get it. But see, here's the thing.
We got a call.
We got a
Hold
call.
on.
I got to finish this after.
let's
for
go.
it.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, guys? This
What's
is
going on?
Xavier. I'm calling from the Bay Area.
What up,
Hey,
Zay?
Xavier?
Hey, what's going on? No, I just wanted to call in and let you guys know that on the Patreon, that last show that you guys uploaded, man, thank you so much. I listened to it I think 10 times.
Really?
Yeah, I did, because I was like, man, this resonates,
Okay,
see
now
which
I'm
one
gonna
this
need you to.
was.
I'm gonna need you
Yeah.
to because we just put. Anytime we just see something I think something should be said. We do it. What was the Patreon? Real quick, Patreon.com/manschool202. Sign up for the Patreon. The all kinds of extra content and technique and stuff. But
Yeah,
what
we do a full
was it
bonus
about?
show and the classic episodes.
Yeah, you get
Yeah.
all the episodes
Yeah.
from the past as well. What was it about?
It was one of my questions where I was, now as a grown ass man, I have sadness sometimes, and I'm like, why do I feel sad? Because I look at what I've accomplished so far, and then I'm like, there's something missing, the map's not complete,
Right.
And then you guys helped me realize that, what it was that I'm essentially dealing with that kind of crap with the same mindset as when I was a kid. And I never reevaluated that.
Oh yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's obvious, but it's not,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
that's the thing, Xavier. That happens to a lot of people. I mean, that's
Wait,
really
explain it
the
before
all right,
you-
So the concept of that is that you have this trauma that occurs at whatever age. Most of it's in your youth.
Yeah.
Right. And you still view it the same way you view it as a 7-year-old, and you deal with it as a 7-year-old instead of dealing with it with the
Because you have no
logic-
choice. Because you are 7.
in that moment when it happens. But
Right.
as you grow up, you never grow up from that trauma. You still view it and deal with it and think of it from the perspective of a 7-year-old instead of the logic of an adult
Yeah.
and the wisdom of an adult. So, what's an example we could give? Wasn't the thing with Pete Lee?
Here's
Or
one.
you have one.
Let's say you're a coastal wolf,
Oh Jesus! Here we go.
and you got no, but it's relevant.
Okay, all right. I
It
thought
is
we were
rel-
going to Twinks.
If you are a coastal wolf
Okay.
and there's no food, you have to adapt. You have to survive. So you do what you have to do to survive, and you do what you have to do to survive at that moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then what happens is you never, as you grow and you mature and you learn more things, you're emotionally you're more mature. Then you're in a situation where you never reevaluate the problem. I'll give you. I'm fucking
Yeah,
around,
yeah,
but here's a crazy thing. I counseled a young couple, And the guy was like, "Man, I love this girl." And she was a stripper, and he was like a little older than her. And
Sure.
she's like, "I love this girl," and but she keeps cheating on me, right? If it like she'll do a threesome with some customer and her girlfriend, or she'll hook up or whatever. And one of the things, as soon as she told me the story, I kind of knew what it was. I knew that. I assumed that there was some level of sexual trauma, right? So found out that she had been essayed by her uncle at 10 years old, like her 10.
So you asked her. I remember this story. You go,
yeah.
at what age were you?
I said, I'm going to ask
essayed?
you. I mean, I hope you don't mind me asking this, but did you have an essay? And she said yes. And I go, how old were you? And he says 10 years old. She says 10 years old. And I go, and how long did it go for? She says 10 all the way up until like 16, 17, right? And I said, so I said, I want you to understand something, that what's happening to you is very common to children, just adults that have this kind of situation. Big shout to Lloyd Hinton. Thank you for the $10, Lloyd. I appreciate you, brother. Absolutely appreciate you. But what happens is, because as a child you perceive the adults as somebody who's supposed to keep you safe, right? And intimacy is not sexual intimacy, or at least it shouldn't be as a 10-year-old,
Well, it's broken because you're horrified. So one of the things that people tend to do is if they get essayed, sex is so traumatic that in order to get over
it's not necessarily sex, it's intimacy.
Right, but they overdo the sexuality part to alleviate the intimacy.
All right, so this is kind of the best way I can explain it is, if you, let's say the sexual assault is toxic, right? Let's say it's like poison. Let's say like give me a name of a poison.
Rat poison or whatever.
Rat poison or
cyanide.
Cyanide. So if you have an eyedropper full of cyanide and you put an eyedropper of cyanide underneath your tongue, right, it could kill you, right? But if you take that same eyedropper of cyanide and you drop it in a baby pool and you swish it around and you drink all the water from the baby, you're diluting the
poison.
The poison. Yeah. So what she would do is that she would be so sexually promiscuous that she would dilute the intimacy in the sexual interaction with the sheer amount of sexual partners and amount of sex that she would have. Not only that anytime she started to feel closer to this dude, she would sabotage it because it would
scare her.
Her fear of being in that kind of pain, and she didn't really understand that this was happening.
Because she connected intimacy with
sex.
Any actual intimacy was dangerous because any connection.
And sex having intimacy, it screwed her up. So
she's actually diluting two different products,
right,
from different ends to ensure that neither of them,
none of them, to keep her safe, to keep her emotionally safe. So what happens ultimately is that there becomes this reaction, this knee-jerk reaction that she gets every time she's there's a sexual or intimacy or something, or they get closer. And usually what would trigger it is as the relationship was going good and they would get closer, she would
start to sabotage it to ensure that it didn't get close. Subconsciously.
And this is so, but her understanding first that this was a reaction to the trauma. Also her understanding that the fact that I could kind of decipher it and kind of, make it clear to her what it was. She was able to kind of control her impulses to just, going. I mean, I don't know if they're still together, but I mean, you're also talking about the ability to take your understanding of how this is screwed up and then also making that kind of change instantaneously. So if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah. little by little. But for Xavier, he's dealing with childhood trauma. It's not as extreme as the essay, but you get stunted in the growth. I remember for me, I was dealing with my dad and my parents, but especially my dad, and I would still argue with him, like trying to convince him on something, or trying to almost like asking for permission, even though I didn't need permission.
Yours was almost a
validation and permission.
Yeah,
like trying to convince
I relate
him.
to that.
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I was just saying I relate to that.
Yeah, without a doubt. What did you do, Xavier, and what was your situation?
No, sorry not to cut you off.
No,
please.
Yeah,
I want to include you.
I think it was pretty much that, and just not being okay with taking up space because, Catholic and being shamed for everything. Don't do this, don't do that.
Right.
And then you're doing this wrong. You're this, you're that. And, it's all reflection on how they felt.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that until now,
Yeah.
And I think what it is, especially with that video, why I listened to it like 10 times, because I was like, that was essentially the Goodwill Hunting scene with the equation.
Yeah.
Where I was looking at the problem, and I'm like, how? And then you guys just went up and like, oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, that's sort of actually. If you're talking about Goodwill Hunting, it might be the scene where Robin Williams tells him it's not your fault.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that might be the scene where he has to explain to him it's not your fault. Like, no matter what happened. But it's a common problem, Xavier. Like, that's a majority of people's problems with their upbringing. If something traumatic happens, you still, even when you move on to other things, you still treat it like you did when you were a child.
It sneaks up in you. And so it's funny because I could even speak to my observation with Harry. And Harry just started realizing that there's a lot of things that he was looking for validation with his dad that he had to recognize that his dad is not really capable of it.
Sure, yeah.
Not just that he was withholding it, but he also
just not capable
he
of it.
just can't do it, which was really, I remember this, like Harry being really depressed because it was a recognition of the fact that it was almost like a death to him.
Oh yeah, I took it hard. That happened more than recently.
Yeah,
where it's just.
Really recently.
Yeah, a couple months ago.
Yeah,
December at this point. Yeah, it's all. But I had to kind of mourn. I was dealing with it hard because I was mourning the death of my relationship with my father.
Well, it's also you're mourning the perception of who you thought your father was.
My father was, yeah.
And he wasn't.
Yeah, which is why it's almost a death because the relationship is done. Because I always gave him the benefit of the doubt because he did say I love you and he did good things, but he also did terrible things to the whole family and selfish things, especially as the years went on. And so I had to recognize, like, no, this is not a good person overall. He's also an idiot, and this is just not the person I thought he was. And I no longer need to not only ask for his permission, expect or care.
Yeah.
And I thought I didn't care before, but that only was with my career. Is what I realized. I compartmentalized it because he never wanted me to go into this, or because he wanted me to be a doctor and a lawyer. And even when I look back on that, the reason he wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer, like everyone else does,
brag about it.
So no, not even to brag about it. So he doesn't have to pay for legal work. So he wouldn't have to pay to go to the doctor. That's what his fucking hope was. Yeah, looking back, I know that's part of it. Yeah, he wanted me to be successful and take care of the family, but I also know, like,
he would love to be like,
he
hey,
wants
I got
to break on something. Yeah, and thank God, I'm not a lawyer for many reasons, but the number of people, listen, you gotta write a letter, a cease and desist to the people at Whirlpool because the dryer is not working. I mean, he was still having me write letters, even though I'm not a lawyer, without a legal, itinerary. And then hated me when I would, push back on him. You always using your big words. It was always the only time he hated that was when I go, hey man, that idea is ridiculous and it's counterintuitive. Well, you're using your big words on me. And then he pretends he's an idiot. But I had to accept the fact that, like, I don't need this dude's respect.
Now, mind you, Harry's father sounds like an extra in Taken.
Oh yeah.
Like,
oh my God. I wish Liam Neeson would throw him out of a train window. I really do. But he's an idiot. He is an idiot, and it's tough to, like, go, gee, man, I can't. The amount of time I wasted listening to this dude, talking to this dude as a
Trying
human
to
being,
get validation from him.
trying to get the validation, trying to please him to make him happy because of all the stuff he did for me. But all the stuff
And
he
I
did
said
for
it.
me
I
was,
said it, and I just couldn't. It took so long. I had to say it so many times to Harry to even to bring up the comparisons
yeah.
of how he would treat different people differently. Because
Sure.
like the people that don't take no shit from him.
Right.
And because he knew he couldn't get away with it, but because Harry was the good son.
Because I would keep coming back to help him because I had a sense of guilt
Yeah.
that I didn't do enough to
Yeah.
help him financially. Yeah. And he took fucking advantage.
Now,
Xavier?
Xavier,
Go for
were you like, was it religious as well?
Yeah, that religious, but also because I was out of wedlock, so that was a big shame thing for my family.
Was that a shame thing for your family, or was that something that was mentioned, or was that something that you just kind of took on?
No, it was mentioned. It was mentioned because I think it was being completely explicit. I think it was a shame. A reminder to my mom that, oh, he was born out of wedlock, and in the Catholic community, that's heavy, so she reflected a lot of that onto me.
Right.
And,
Like as if it was your fault almost.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'm not the one,
Right, I didn't get smashed.
Yeah, I wasn't banging in the back of a Cadillac.
I'm not the one that got smashed and dashed on. You did. Close your legs,
Sorry
Mom.
for being born.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm not the one who got all riled up after a Temptations concert. That's on you.
Yeah.
Stop blowing dudes in the bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's what it is, and it's that deep shame. But then it's that I did the work to be okay with taking up space,
Yeah.
because I do see that whole like being the nice guy, but then it's a balance of where I've found now where I can be a super nice guy,
Yeah.
but then I'm okay with like, nah, we're going to war,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun to be able to
It
switch
is.
that mode when people don't see it coming. I call it the equalizer syndrome. You know, the Denzel with the equalizer.
You look at your watch.
Because I look
32
at my
seconds.
watch. But what I love about the
Yeah.
equalizer is he always gives you a chance to leave.
Yeah.
He goes, now listen, why don't
Yeah.
you
Just pay
why
her
don't you
money.
give her money, and then why don't you be on your way, and we all call it even.
You
How about you go?
You fucking.
Why don't you go fuck your mother? All right, now come on. I'm just saying, maybe you should leave. Why don't you leave up your mother's ass? And then he just breaks somebody's elbow.
He puts a corkscrew in somebody's
Yeah.
eye socket.
But the reason you grew up, I relate to you, Xavier, in the same way. The reason I never took up space was because you don't want to be boisterous or create problems. Why? Because everything I did was wrong. Everything I would get yelled at for everything. So what you want to do is if I stay quiet,
Yeah.
nobody can yell at me. If I stand still
Yeah.
and do nothing,
Yeah.
no one can blame me or yell at me.
And this is something Harry used to say to me all the time. I don't want to be an asshole. And I'd be like, if you tried to be the biggest asshole, you would be at best maybe confident and decisive.
Maybe vocal. Maybe vocal and mildly assertive. And yet still polite.
Which I get the opposite. I get the whole they're like everybody's like, oh my god, like I would get like
You're not the equalizer. What are you? Because Rambo's too much. Because Rambo just goes gun a-blazing. I will say you don't want the problems to
No, I
happen.
don't want it. I'd rather be cool. I like being calm and nice and
Yeah, but you only give it one.
yeah. Well,
Denzel gives it like two. He tries to talk
he looks
it
at
out.
his watch.
Yeah, he gives it time, but yeah.
Who did that guy that what's his name, Tom Cruise play?
Jack Reacher.
He was like it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jack.
I like Jack
that's
Reacher
who-
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah.
And then I go. I make it so uncomfortable that my friends try to talk.
the
They
person
try
out
to
of
talk
it.
because they know I'm not giving it to. So they'll jump in before I give the one, right? Because they figure I'll talk to him, then my other friend will talk to him, then he'll, eventually Dante's gonna say, because if Harry is giving him the riot act, I go, all right, well, I'm not,
Yeah, you don't have to.
You get one.
You get one, yeah.
So Harry will try to beat me to it.
Yeah.
Look, guy, come on.
Yeah, I'll do it. Listen, man.
Don't,
Listen,
Nobody's
leave
in the-
while you still can.
Yeah, nobody's in the mood for that right now.
This is not gonna. Then Harry will go in and say, like, listen, this is not gonna. Please don't. You
please,
don't
my
want
friend, please. Please.
Please, my friend, please don't do this.
You don't do it.
And sometimes my one won't even be a distinct one. It'd be like, yo,
You are annoying.
what? You're annoying. Why don't you get the fuck out of my face? and then everybody's like, oh, everybody does this. Oh.
Sometimes I see it from across the room. I don't even hear it. I just see Dante sitting at the bar, not making eye contact, and there's a guy in a cowboy hat, and he's making too much physical motion, and
He's
the
moving around.
cowboy hat's bouncing, and I'm like, oh shit, let
And
me
then
go and see what this is
I'll
about.
take my foot off the
Disturbance in the
stool.
force.
Yeah.
I'll get my balance together. My balance is ready, so when I pounce, I got nice traction on the. Because it's just.
Yeah, you have had enough. You already know it, and I know it too. But I try to, you see it coming because we know how to read people, right? And the thing about this show, when you learn all these skills, a lot of it is reading other people and understanding what the energy is, what the intention is. Because which is ironic, because people like me and Xavier, when you're really introverted by necessity, you start reading other people's energy, again, out of another superpower, out of fear, because you're like, oh, I don't want anyone to get upset. So if anyone's mildly uncomfortable or something, I feel it in the room because I don't want that to continue. It's going to either create problems or somehow I'm going to get yelled at, right?
And I'm indifferent about it. Like, I would prefer, we could just be nice.
Oh, yeah.
But if we not, I'm still like,
I mean, that's where it stems from for me. It's not, I don't treat it the same. I don't get it like, let's calm down. Let's calm,
Not anymore,
Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, fellas.
All right, let's relax. Let's just relax, everybody here. Now I'm just like, all right, let me see where this goes.
But also, when you get to the point where you know where it's going, then everybody thinks I'm a maniac. Like, anybody will be like, one of my good friends, like, Ray.
Sweet Baby Ray.
One of the guys I used to strip.
What was his name when he stripped?
Sweet Baby Ray.
It was Sweet Baby Ray?
Yeah, Sweet Baby Ray.
What was his gimmick, though?
He used to dress up like a baby.
Okay. Like with the big wowie pop? And
He would have a onesie with a thing, and he would hand out, like, candies and stuff and he would breastfeed a chick.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He also did, like, a Lord Fauntleroy. He used to do.
When he grew up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, he would do, like, with the buckles and on his shoes, and he would do the hokey pokey, and the girls would. Dun, 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 dun,
So he was like a comic relief thing, because they all can't be Punisher.
And then he would do,
Yeah.
but he had, he was a bodybuilder. So then
No, he's in great shape.
Yeah, he would pull. Even now, he's 61. He's still fucking ripped. So, but he would come out of the thing and then I'm like, but he used to go, oh, gosh, please, he just would go.
When you would start, getting striking up the band or whatever.
Yeah. I'd be tuning up
For the sweet chin music. Well, no, Shawn Michaels used to say when he would, he's ready to give the super kick, he would stomp his feet a little bit. He's like, oh, they're striking up the band for the sweet chin music.
Yeah,
we try to get in the way of that. But
But it's I don't, and also I've watched, it's funny because I've watched Harry's evolution where now when he does it, he's so happy. He's so,
oh my goodness, yeah.
He's so pleased with himself.
It's funny because I'm still evolving, right? So, there was a situation with the boss. I've told that story where I had to quit on my boss because he was like...
That was a great story.
Yeah. It's and I'll just give you the quick. He was being a dick. There was some scheduling issues. I brought it up, and then he started acting like a real asshole afterwards. And I was like, I see where this is going.
Right.
He's going to ride me for the rest of my days. I'm not doing that. And so when he started, giving me some shit, I said, we don't have to do this. I think
Well, he said, I remember what you said. He goes, I don't, you're lazy, you're this.
You like sleeping in,
If
and
you
you're
keep
lazy.
this up, we can end our.
No, he goes, that's 2. The third one, the next strike 3, and you're out. And I go, well, we don't have to wait for 3. If you're not happy, we'll go back to the office. Let me give you a date to finish up here. And he was so fucking thrown by that.
Yeah.
But it's funny, and I could not have had a more relaxed day.
Oh yeah.
After that.
So pleased, you was so.
Oh my
pleased.
god, I was skipping. I don't skip. The energy was so bad. I was skipping, giving people high five, like the deuces. Like, hey, what's up, everybody? The happiest guy in the office.
Came and got his stuff out the office.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And I was stressed out before that because I had to make a decision of how long I was going to stay, the finances
how long you're
of
gonna
it.
wait.
But the second he attacked me,
yeah, there was. Like,
I go, well, there's no other choice here. Now I got.
Now I don't get that juice no more.
Of the thrill of it?
I don't. Nah.
I'm sorry.
It is just the.
It's just a standard operating
it's
system.
like. Boop.
Well, that's not true. Hold on. Here's one where you get the juice. How about the time that you know where you get the juice from?
Where?
Defending others. How about that? When that lady was in the deli and she's just giving shit to all the deli workers. You guys, you don't see me. What's the matter? You don't see me behind this counter. That's too thick. I don't like that.
Oh yeah.
And then what did you do?
So was the lady. She came in a deli and she was just screaming on in the. It's like an Arab, like Ak deli.
It's just Arabs and Mexican
and
dudes behind the counter
I'm
trying
very
to make
sorry.
a living.
I'm very sorry, man. We didn't see. Like it's one of those big deli counters where all the boys had meat is in the thing, and she's like 4 foot 11, 10 or something, and so he couldn't really see her, and so he was asking, "What do you have, sir?" And she goes, "You don't see women. You don't serve women. All these kids in here yelling and screaming." She's just cunt.
She was a Karen. She was an old
And
Karen.
then I get my stuff, and then and she goes, will you hurry up? I gotta go. And she literally tried to push me out the way. She like
moved you.
I go, you touch me again, I will punch you in the face like you're a 400-pound man. I will knock you out like you're a defensive line. I will knock your fucking teeth. You old crabby bitch. And she says, oh, you're an ageist. I go, I don't hate old people. I just hate you. I go, this is why nobody invites you to the house for Thanksgiving. This is why you live with your fucking cats, you cunt. This is why I'm just roasting it. Like, this is why this is why your husband left you. This is why you're alone looking at his picture as he left you for his secretary. This is why your sister don't call you. I'm just roasting. And she goes, I watched you come in here and you just abused everybody in here. And then she leaves, and I go, and you touch me again, I swear to God, self-defense, I will defend myself. I will defend myself like you're a grown man. I want you to know. And she's, and the guy, Ak, was like, don't do Eddie, man. He's your your egg sandwich. But take it for free. Please go, right?
Yeah, she just wants her air out of it.
And she leaves, and then all the Ox in the plane. My friend, thank you so much. Thank you, my friend. I ate breakfast for free. I ate breakfast for like a month. They just... Every time, oh, my friend, you come back to...
You're lucky they didn't build a statue.
I was Muhammad. I was coming back.
They build a gold statue in your honor, like Saddam Hussein.
This guy right here, he take no shit, my friend.
This is a number one, this guy.
But I don't really get the juice from it. It's just like, I was just, nah. Because it's just not nice. It's just like,
no,
why?
I get that, but
it's just not nice.
Telling the story makes you happy. You weren't happy to do it, or just
I gotta. People go. They go. One of my stories. They go. Oh, yeah. And I go. Yeah. I remember.
It's just another story.
Another one.
That's another story.
Another one. But Zabe, yeah, man. You gotta. And the other thing is like. So it's a funny thing because especially when you talk about religion. And I speak freely about how I go, when the religions kind of feel as though morality is objective, right?
Yeah.
that it is objective based on the Bible, that this is why you honor your parents. But what nobody says is honor your parents even though they're douchebags. There are parents who are essaying their kids. There are
Right,
parents
yeah.
who have tied their kids up in a base. Like, are you supposed to
That's
honor
a
them?
ridiculous expectation that you
Yeah.
make it that simple. So what is the line? So there is a line where you don't. And so what? You're supposed to listen to your parents if they're abusive and mean and selfish? I'm supposed to take shit from my dad for the rest of my life
Yeah.
because he doesn't
what?
have his shit together?
Because he shot up the club,
Yeah.
he gets to disrespect you for the rest. Yeah, I'm not.
No, I'm
and-
not doing it. Yeah, I'm out.
But it's also a way in which. But yeah, I mean, I think when you understand what your morality is, do no harm, and you want to live in cooperation with the humanity. You're a humanist, where you want to cooperate with people and live a better life. That's what society should be, and instead of trying to take it. And this goes right back to the basic principles of ACE. Authenticity.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, it always comes back to
Yeah.
the same shit. But I'm glad,
Yeah.
man. I'm glad it resonated, man. And keep in mind, anybody sign up for the Patreon. We do a lot of great. And what happens is, I think.
Well, that was Xavier's question. We
Yes,
answered the
yeah.
questions of the
Was it
patrons.
Xavier's question?
I believe so. I think he said it was his question.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I don't know if I-
No, we're losing him there for a second. But it was we answer all the we try the first priority is always to answer all the Patreon
If you're part of
questions.
the Patreon family and you're supporting this thing, I will go in depth. I'll spend a half hour talking about what
Sure.
it is you is important. Can you hear us still, Xavier? Or are you gone? Yeah, you gone.
I think we might have
Xavier,
lost
we gonna
Xavier.
go because
yeah, we
you're-
love you.
you're
Thank you,
fizzing
man.
out. Thanks, bro. I appreciate you.
There's another story that it was while we wait for another call, the Pete Lee story. I don't remember the details of it, but it was a very similar.
Which one? Because he has a couple.
There's something with his dad where you had to explain to him that he's 7 years old or how long, how.
Yeah. He was father left and single parented. He left with his mother, and his mother, And Pete. Here's the crazy thing. Pete Lee is like a Taekwondo. He-
Black belt, I think.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a very dangerous. He's a very sweetheart of a guy.
Yeah.
As Midwest sweetheart of like a.
Xavier with the $50 on the Cash App. Thank
Xavier,
you, bro.
we love
Thank you,
you.
Xavier. I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, Pete Lee is a sweetheart of a guy, very overly polite,
Sweet guy.
but like he can protect himself. He's like a badass if he wants to.
Yeah, but and his mom is overbearing and controlling and stuff, and so he always hooks up with some woman who's abusive. And even when we got a call. Let's go.
All right, we'll go.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yo, what up, Dante? This is Ahmed. How's it going?
Ahmed, what's going on, brother? How can I help you?
So I called about a couple months ago, and also twice this year
Okay.
in general,
Cool.
just to get some sort of assistance or clarity in regards to a matter that I'm going through.
Okay.
In a sense, I already told you. I think the same dude. I don't know. I forgot the guest name. Is it Harry?
Yeah.
Sitting next to you.
Yeah.
What's up, Harry?
Hey, bud.
But basically, hey. So just to recap, ex-Muslim, etc. My brother passed away. He ended his own life. Sister passed 2 years ago.
Yeah,
Pop passed after that, etc. So on and so forth. But basically, the crux of the situation was basically credibility. In order to be credible in this thing called life, I have to be honest with myself.
Yeah.
And so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
So I was credible, and I, kind of told my family, like, I'm not a Muslim like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be true to myself, etc. And their assessment was basically kind of follow up. So I'm just following up the last 4 months or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of cut me off. So like, go after yourself.
So they cut you off
Conditional.
because you didn't want to subscribe to Islam in the way that you were before.
In a sense, yes.
Okay.
And no matter how hard I worked, whether bearing their, my own brother or sister,
Yeah.
it was basically deuces.
Now I want you to
uh,
keep in mind something. And I'm gonna ask you this question. Let's say
Go ahead.
you had a child and you had just because I understand that your parents and everybody, they've lost a son and everything, but you've also lost a brother, right?
Yep.
So because of a loss of brother, and because of somehow your faith has been shaken by, I mean, because let's be honest. I mean, if I hate to say it, but if you, if you're praying 5 times a day, I mean, why would somebody take your brother away?
You would think.
You would think, right? So,
Yep.
why do little girls, little 2-year-olds, have cancer, born with cancer, or born with, it's just like, for me,
It's all part of God's plan. It's all part of God's plan, and it's not yours to question God's plan.
yeah. So, but can you imagine you having a child, you having a son, hey, you having 2 sons, you lose one, and then in the light of your son losing a son, even though you would be losing your own child as well, that you excommunicate them. You excommunicate them because they don't want to live as your life. Like, they've made their choice, and I get it, because to them there's this kind of spiritual understanding that they feel as though they've basically, without any reason other than culture, this is what they believe. They're not questioning whether this is true or not. They just accept it, and that's religion most of the time. Whenever religion is in the play, it's faith. But can you imagine, in the context of even in the faith, if you wanted somebody to come back into the fold of faith, how is you excommunicating them when they've lost a brother? How does that make me want to come back in?
Yeah, and on top of that, I was also taking care of my pops in 2023
right?
Because he was dying. Actually, in 2022, he was kind of just pretty much perishing. In a sense, nobody knew.
Right.
Doctors were trying to figure out exactly what's wrong with him. So
did he pass away or no?
He did. November.
My condolences, bro. My condolences. So who kind of excommunicated? Who it was your mother that pushed you away?
Is my own mother, and she's talked here and there or whatnot, but it's basically it's awkward in a sense. But his brothers completely cut me off and stuff. And what's crazy is that 5 months before my pops passed, I was taking care of him because he was ill. My sister randomly passed away, so I had to bury her and stuff.
Right.
So it was a tumultuous situation or whatever. It is what it is. There's people out there who are going through much worse situations. Luckily, I have my college degree. I got my master's. I'm paid well, etc. Life is not bad, but it's almost to the point where it's, in order for me to seek freedom or happiness or living in peace, I guess, it's conditional with them, and that you're basically a heretic. You were POS. You are not worthy. Raising you this entire time was not worth it.
Well,
you were useless.
I mean, for the uncles, it's a very it's easy for them to do that to an extent because they have no skin in the game, in the sense that they're not you're not their child, so they can put their morality on you, and it doesn't. They would like it to appeal to their lives, to make their lives easier. It's a very selfish. It's a very selfish thing. I will tell you this, man. You've been through a lot of trauma. It's amazing that you even have a positive outlook. Trauma aside, what you will find in life is when you shed. I don't know how long this has been going on, but when you
not long.
So this is recent, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna deal.
It's 2023, but
that's still recent. I mean, that's a lot. It's still recent.
Big shouts to Brian Lorenzo. Thank you for the $10 on the Cash App, bro.
Sorry, Ahmed. In the midst of that very deep conversation, we want to make sure we don't forget to acknowledge. We do the Cash App people. The super chat. It's important. That's what they keep us afloat. And I'm sure you understand, Ahmed. You get it.
Yeah.
Well, I got some shit I want to,
we're gonna. But what I have found, and you're still going through this, I assume the excommunication. I mean, it's one thing on top of the other, so you never have a chance to heal because there's always some trauma. You will find in time, and I have found this, and I didn't go through anything remotely as bad as what you're dealing with, but the negative, toxic people that I did cut out of my life. You will find as time goes on, your life gets better when they're out of your life and they're not interfering with your life and annoying you and poisoning you.
Yeah.
It's going to take time, but it always gets better when you cut out negativity from your life. And amazingly, positive things happen. Not from like God, not from just you being positive
making
things.
Decisions.
You making your own decisions and feeling free, because that that trauma and that toxicity, it is a time waster emotionally. I know for me, when I would get into these huge fights with my family or with an ex relationship or whatever, it would drain me for the day.
Yeah.
I was done for the day. Nothing productive got done. Right? The second those people are out, it makes it better, Amit.
And also, what you're really, when you're sad about losing these relationships, understand this. You are not really sad. I know this is going to sound kind of arrogant for me to say this, but you're not really sad about the relationship. What you're sad about is the relationship in the context of what you perceive it should be.
Or hoped for.
You
And
wish.
that's the thing. I'm not angry at all. I'm more angry at the fact that I did everything correct compared to my cousins who didn't do anything in life.
Yeah.
Who didn't work. Who, some became criminals, went to jail.
Yeah.
And then they see me as the heretic.
Yeah.
I did everything correct.
Yeah.
I was pious. I went to school. I didn't fuck around and stuff. And they look at me with legitimate disdain, almost to the point where my own mother looks at me with actual disdain. Friends cut me off because they were conditional in terms of the relationship because of the religion. So you're going, I'm going, how dare you?
There's a few things you.
And I want revenge, but I'm going.
Oh no.
Well,
First of all, you don't want to.
That's emotional and stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to waste that energy because first of all, even though you see how you're looking at your cousins and they went to jail and then all of this other stuff. It's like when you strip away those titles, my cousin, my father, my mother, right? And then when you look at these people for who they really are at the core, and you realize that they had no character, they had no credibility, they were inauthentic, they were unempathetic, they were all the things that you're striving to be.
Hypocritical.
And so when we mourn this, when we do mourn these relationships, what we're mourning is what we wish the relationship was be. You'll find this a lot of times when a relationship is shot, and then we stay in the relationship way too long. And I'll do a consultation and I'll say, what did this guy, do you love your girl? And they go, yeah. And I go, well, what do you love about it? And they, I can't explain it. But when you go, hey, why do you like chocolate cake? They can tell you exactly, it's rich, it's thick, I love the way, So the point is, what I'm saying is, we have this we make this decision about who we think the person is, and a lot of times they don't live up to even close to what the perception is. So what we're missing is the potential of the relationship could be if the person was different, if the situation was different, if the person gave a fuck, if the person had empathy or was willing to grow. And it's sort of like the thing of like, man, that girl would be hot if she had a different face, a different body, a different personality.
Right, yeah.
If she was a little more educated, she was more interesting and funny. Then she would be a different girl, And so that's the first thing. Now, as far as the pain of, all the loss, right? One of the things is you people say, time heals all wounds, and I don't really believe that. What happens is we never get used to the loss. Like the loss of a parent, the loss of a brother is something that is more like losing a limb, right? What we do is we learn to operate without that limb. Like if you lose an arm and you're pouring iced tea, you learn to hold the glass with the inside of your forearm and you pour with one hand. You know what I mean? Like you hold the glass with the but you don't really get it back. Here's what the relief is. What you have to take pride in is the fact that when it came to this, you showed up. You showed up for your dad. You showed up for your brother. You showed up for your mom. You showed up for your sister. All these people, you did the best that you could. The problem, they always say this is you got to show up, and you also have to decide whether or not how much you should show up and how much the person deserves. Because I showed up for my dad and my mom, and my dad was very emotionally played favoritism. He was emotionally abusive, but I did what I was doing until I got tired of it. Once I got tired of it, I remember he was in the, like he had 4 strokes. He was on the last stroke, and he was on a food tube. And I came into, I had this. It's funny. I had this hot little fucking Colombian chick, right? And she was. I was like, look, we're gonna go see my dad. Just know that he hates me. And she's like, no, don't say that. He could not hate. I go, look, he don't.
That is your father.
He's
He
your
loves you. Your father loves you.
It's your papi.
It's your dad. He love you.
Papi loves you. He may not say it, but he loves you.
Yo, came in, and when I walked in, he looked at my dad, saw me like, and he looked at me. And then he was eating something. He threw something. He threw food at me. And she goes, oh, my God. He hates you so much.
I can't believe that he hates you. I never seen nothing like that in my life.
It's your father. Why? You're so good to him. But the thing is, you gotta. You know, I had just got to the point where I was like, I'm not. Look, you're the one with the food tube.
Yeah.
In an institution. I'm breaking my neck to see you. I'm not going to break my neck to see you and have you throw food. We're not doing that.
He's only got a range of 3 feet. I'm not walking to you.
Yeah,
so
I'm
you
not.
could
So you
toss
could
food at
abuse me. And I told my mom, I'm done. And she was like, it's your father. You gotta
fuck that dude.
I go, I'm not doing it.
And if it wasn't your father, if it was nobody related to you, and
Then
you
it
showed up and someone threw food at you, would you go back?
And even if it was, like, don't get me wrong, like, I didn't ask to be here. I mean, you know, like, I'm here because of you, and I was a good dude, and I was a good dude to him, and I was a good dude to my mom. So it's like you're not gonna give me this kind of emotional guilt to manipulate me. I'm just not gonna do it. And so, but understand this, I know that there's a anger in you, but you got to let it go, because you have to understand, because of their religious belief, their spiritual belief, culturally, they just are not capable of seeing past this.
And that's my big thing, Dante. And to go off of what you said about your father, in general, is he still alive or?
No, he's gone. He's gone. He passed in 2011.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
My pops is the same thing. Right before he even passed away or whatnot, he would say like "casado," which means like waste. You're a waste this entire time. In my head, I'm going like, I buried his son.
Yeah.
The son walked away.
Yeah.
And I'm here helping you, you know, and you're defecating on yourself and cleaning you up physically.
And and nothing matters. It's just like, you're
and
supposed to.
It doesn't matter because you're going. Other people are better than you, more successful than you. You know, you never turn out the way you know. And I'm like, I could walk away right now, but you know, for some reason, the other previous caller was insinuating, you know, that guilt, in general, like I owe something to him.
Yeah.
Well, there is a biological attachment to some extent, and then there is the emotional guilt of, you know, counting whatever things your father did do for you, whatever, and it's family. You know, and it's
there's nobody else there, like nobody really. Your brothers are not here, so like I'm here to help out or whatnot. But long story short, I'm at a point where I'm going. I just want to go no contact and just live this thing called life. Yeah, I can drop dead out of nowhere from an aneurysm to a car accident to cancer, etc. So it's just
there's that saying, blood sticking in water. That's not. I've said this. I haven't said it in a while. But you know, do you know the real saying is not blood is sticking in water. The real saying is the blood of the womb. The blood of the womb? No, the water of the womb is not as strong as the. What is it?
I'll look it up. Hold on.
This is what it is. The water of the womb is not as strong as the blood of the covenant. And what it means is the relationships that we choose to cultivate and we choose to give energy and time because it's reciprocal. Any relationship you have is conditional. And if your conditions are not met, you don't have to participate in it. And
Like-
and
like
and
what you said,
you
yep.
make that decision. You have to make that decision if it's worth it or if it's not. And if you choose it's not worth it, then nobody, because people will always tell you what you're supposed to do. Yeah, I hate to, but eat a dick. I don't give a fuck, because this is my life. This is what I have to.
Yep.
I had a time when my mom. I remember my cousin was he had got in law school, and my mom and me and my mom were close. We were pretty close.
Yeah.
And she called me. She goes, "Oh, your cousin Bobby got into law school," and I go, "Oh, cool. That's
Good for
nice.
Bobby.
Good for Bobby."
Bully for him.
And then she was like, "Oh, he just, he's gonna be a lawyer." No. And I said to my mom, "Listen,
Are you calling me?
I said, why don't you go get your GED and go
to night school?
Go to night school and go become a lawyer." I said, because you keep saying this, because you clearly repeating this over and over again because you want me to be a lawyer, yet and still you don't want to do it.
My dad, just to tie the story together, because my aunt was the one who got me the job, and I didn't want. Part of me was like, I don't want to mess it up for my aunt, but I reached that point. I'm like, fuck everybody.
Yeah.
So he found out like a couple weeks later. He goes,
What are you?
he texted me. He goes, and I'm only talking to him because I have to talk with my grandfather. But the way he is, he's abusive. Right? He goes, listen, I saw that I heard they're still hiring. Maybe you can go back and apologize and for whatever you did, and they'll give you the job back. You should go back and apologize. I said, you know what? I go, why don't you apply for the job? I go, I hear they got great benefits. It's perfect for you. And I go, and then I said, mind your business. Don't talk to me about my stuff ever again. And and then he just goes silent because he doesn't go silent.
Yeah, because
The
they'll
nerve.
try you as long as you
accept it. Yeah.
I'll give you my other sister, my older sister, who I don't talk to at all. I only talk to my younger sister. And the older one, she had she was so fucking annoying. So she has a child. We have what we call ghetto
twins.
Ghetto twins, where he had a whole nother baby and family across
That's when
town.
one guy has two babies with two separate families
At the same time.
year.
They're like 2 months apart,
Yeah.
right? And he got busted, and he had literally he was living with my sister, and
got busted with the other family, and then he's like,
and then he
he's
moved
like,
in with
"All right,
the other one."
I'll move with the other family.
Right, but then he was driving by. I saw I didn't see your car because she was dating somebody new.
Yeah.
So he tried to like strong, like, where were you? Because I didn't see your car out there. And I said, not that she would ever listen to me, because she's fucking dumb as a rock. But I said, next time he asks you, where were you at? You tell her, oh, I was at my new boyfriend's house sucking his dick. Anything else you want to know? I said, he'll never ask you where you were at again. And if he gets upset about it, you punk ass bitch, you had a whole ass family. You had a whole ass family that you know what I'm saying?
Didn't tell anybody about. So now
That
you're
you-
judging
and
my
now
morality, and now
I'm
you
suck-
left.
I was eating his balls. That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to know? It's interesting how when people feel as though they can push you, they will. So. But Xavier, understand something, and I want you to take this in mind.
It's Ahmed now. We moved.
You showed up. Not Xavier, but
Ahmed.
Ahmed, you showed up, and you can't do better than that.
No.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, brother. I
And you'll
appreciate
be
you.
happier.
I know. One more thing.
Sure.
I'm trying to look for a significant other or whatnot, but I'm planning to move. But I'm trying to figure out, should I move East Coast or West Coast?
Dog, it's all.
And that's the thing. Yeah.
But you're also learning that you don't have to let people in your circle that don't
Yeah.
fit your pedigree.
Wherever you are, you find the right people. You could be
Yeah.
in Timbuktu, and you'll find whatever three people are there. You'll find the right ones.
Yeah.
A big shout out to my boy Eugene. He's a comic out in England, and every time I go, he's like, "Yo, we got the cuties out here." I'm like, it's millions of people there.
Yeah.
I only need 3.
Right.
All I need is 3 cuties. Can I find 3 cuties? That's enough.
That's enough.
So it is what it is. But thank you, man. And I
Well,
just know that you showed up, man, and that you have nothing to be ashamed of, man. That you showed up and did the right thing, and you deserve better. You deserve to be treated better.
Thank you guys, and thank you for the kind words as always.
All right,
and
brother.
I'll make sure to follow up or whatnot. All right, and it's almost time.
I appreciate you, bro.
There you go.
Appreciate
Ahmed.
you.
There you go.
But that number, numbers
people-
are 513-202-NERO. Phone lines are up. Cash App's up. Send me some money.
Let me plug my thing. We'll plug the
Yeah,
Patreon, patreon.com/manschool202 to get extra. We talk about this stuff. I mean, we got 2 calls about it, but we talked about it on the Patreon.
Yeah.
And we always go into more discussions. And we have classic episodes. And also, I would love it if you followed my YouTube channel, at Harry Turjanian. That's where I do my live stream. Harry has ADHD. It's a lot of fun. It's weird. It's fun. I try to cure ADHD, but I never seem to get around to it. And it's a good time. But we got a lot of calls tonight about, family stuff.
Yeah.
It's interesting how the themes align.
Well, because if you don't have that stuff, we got to call. Let's go.
Let's go.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Miles from California.
What up, Miles? What's going on? How can I help you, bro?
Actually, you've helped me out a couple of times in the past.
Awesome.
I think last time I had called you, basically I had called, I was kind of, I guess, going through a situation where, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to, what next direction to take my life and stuff. So you kind of helped out with that. So
Okay.
just,
What did you decide on?
So I think at the time I called you, I found out that I was expecting a baby,
Right.
and then there was also some stuff with my career, and then just dating and stuff. So
Okay.
yeah, when I called you, then it kind of gave me some clarity and stuff, and then since then I've kind of I've had more time to kind of explore that, and then also expecting a baby pretty
Nice.
soon.
Congrats,
so
bro.
Excited for that.
Congrats.
Thank you. And yeah, your advice, you told me, I think last time I called you for the consultation that, you were saying, you gave me some advice about fatherhood and stuff. And you were saying basically just expect the baby to be just all about the mother, at least for the first few years and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you had any other advice on that.
Well, it's funny because I just got back from England and I was spending some time with my son, and it was kind of wild because he's 6, but he looks like he's
13. He's a massive kid.
huge.
Massive.
And I took him horseback riding, and he was riding on this pony with his feet were dragging on him,
across the dirt.
Weird. But it's funny how now he's so much closer to me. Do you know what I mean? He rough plays with me, runs and he dives on me. He'll call me. I would always be fighting with him to call him, and then he would be blowing me off because his mom. But we're kind of the bonding is getting better and better where he wants me around. Here's what I would say, and what I'm always thinking about with him is, how do I want him to be? The goal mark for me is 26, right? What I say when 26 is, look, I get that we all go through all kinds of trauma, right? But I think at 26 is where I stop giving you a pass for the trauma. I'm not saying you're going to fix it all, but by the time you're 26, you should be on the path of fixing your shit.
You should be trying to fix it. You should
trying
be
to fix it. If it's therapy, if it's consultations, DanteandHarry.com, click on consult, whatever. You should be trying to move in the direction that you should be deciding what you want to do, where you want to stay. And I'm not saying you can't change your mind and turn it, but you should. 26 for me. And one of the reasons why I say 26 is because scientists say that is when your brain is fully
it's finally developed.
Fully developed. Takes up until 26. Don't get me wrong. I've counseled dudes 40, 50, 60, whatever, where guys still have the problems, but that's because they weren't working at it to kind of make those changes and make those adjustments. You got to start making those adjustments, and I give you a pass up until 26. 26 is the so what I think about when I think about my son is, what do I want my son to be like at 26? What tools do I want him to have at that time? And I try to expose him to the things that I want, so that I want him to be able to to be disciplined, and I want him to be able to clean up after himself. I want him to listen to his mom. I want him to be obedient. I want him to be smart. So these things, like, so for instance, I don't know if I've said this on the show, but my son is actually on the spectrum. He's high functioning.
Which spectrum? We talked about a couple spectrums.
Not that spectrum.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
But he's on the spectrum autism. But I also don't know what
level or how intense it might be.
Yeah, and we also don't know what the limitations are, and I'm a firm believer. I don't know what the limitations are, and so what I started.
Well, that's why it's a spectrum. We never know. We never truly.
And who knows where that's gonna where we've pushed him beyond. So our first thing I did a whole bunch. I've been doing a lot of reading on autism and stuff like that. But you also, I mean, like my son. So he was having problems with math. So even though he's in England, I bought flashcards, and I would do flashcards with him every day. I'd call him up, yo, you want to do flashcards? And he'd go, yeah, and then we'd make a game of it. Then I would teaching him Spanish words, and then it was, words, and then prepositions and stuff like that. So, like, I want him to be able to articulate and to be verbal, and even though he's on the spectrum to a certain extent, and it's not exactly like if he was, but I'm putting in the work so that he has the tools that he needs when he's an adult. And so I would think that, like, what do you want your son to be? Like, and I don't mean like what job you want them to have, or what you want them to be a doctor.
You want them to be.
What kind of person you want?
Moral
what kind
character.
Of, and then you gotta teach those things, and there are really teachable moments when like I roughhouse with him, right, and then. I'm always, because I don't want him to be soft, so I'm rough with him, and he loves being rough with me. But I also got to watch because he lives with his grandmother, and he almost broke his grandmother's wrist the other day, like
Jesus,
because he snatched her up. You know what I mean? And she's like, "Ow!"
Yeah.
But it's all, even that is a teachable moment. Like, look, you got to be calm. You got to be careful with grandma. She's fragile. You gotta be nice with grandma. You gotta. But every situation that you come across is an opportunity for you to teach. And I'll tell you something else. When you're, if your woman has got half a brain and she sees you taking that kind of interest in your kid, it is something that definitely is attractive to her. That you're putting in this time and this energy with the kid, and you're a good dad. Unless she's trash, which is possible. She can be trash and not even recognize it because she's all fucked up. But hopefully you picked a good one that is progressively growing, and that you can move the needle, because you both should be trying to move the needle. But especially, I just feel that I hate to see when a kid is so inadequate, and I find this so often. I mean, the majority of the people that listen and do consultations, right, are people who just didn't get what they needed from their parents, and sometimes that's because the parents were incapable or just didn't have the ability to, and sometimes they weren't adamant about teaching them and giving them the consequence. I mean, ultimately, as a child is going to make those choices anyway on their own. Even if you drag them, you drag them to water, but you can't make them drink. But you got to drag them to water. You got to give them those opportunities so that they can make those things. So even when they make the mistakes, they could go, "Oh, I could have done it this way," And
yeah, that makes sense.
But and that's the best you can do.
I have, I guess, I have like a couple other questions based off that. Like, so my partner, I guess, two things. One is my partner and I, we have like a really great, like, loving relationship, and I definitely see her as like kind of a progressive person in that way. And so I'm just like wondering too, like, do you have any advice like during like the postpartum period, like? What did you do to, support, your wife and that kind of thing to make sure that she kind of had what she needed?
So one of the things about the postpartum thing was difficult for her. She had a really bad, and I don't think she recognized it. But also, I don't think she wanted to recognize it either. Like, it was just, I was like, you should. So I'm probably, I think you got to be supportive, but I think you got to constantly communicate. And so, because she didn't really talk to me about it. I knew it was going on, and I tried to get the help, but she just wasn't down with
to admit that she was dealing with something.
yeah.
or have this.
Right,
Big
right.
shout to Lisa D. McClendon. Thank you for the $5 on the Cash App. Thank you so much. So,
But she was also a person who had issues with other traumas that she never
all
really
kinds of
acknowledged
that she
or
never
dealt with.
acknowledged,
Yeah, yeah.
and we never had that conversation. And then we tried to have that conversation, and she wasn't willing to go to therapy and stuff. But to be honest, I had saw that, but by that time we was already, I was already up to my neck in the pregnancy by then, right?
Right.
But I knew she was a good mother. She's a fantastic mother. The time and the energy. So I knew that. But like I say to people all the time, being a great mother doesn't make you a great wife.
Right.
Those characters are as different as
Two different characteristics. It's two different jobs in a way. I will say something that maybe you can. Oh, we got another one here. Hold up.
Big D, Big Darren Warren. Thank you for the $20. I appreciate you, brother.
Just one bit of parenting advice I might give, even though I have kids, but
yeah.
I've witnessed this because my girl and I, we would watch my brother's kids, and I started noticing, and she's fantastic with kids. She's wonderful with kids. And I started noticing, though, when the kids were around, she started treating me a little differently, with a little sense of urgency and talking down to me to an extent, because she was so focused on the kids. And you got to look out for that to some extent to maintain your manhood, because what happens is women, they want to protect the children from any type of harm.
Even you.
Yeah.
Right.
But the problem is they consider an inconvenience a harm if that they get to that point where they overmother. So it's like, well, get him his cookie now. Like,
it's like, yo, chill.
Just calm down.
Yeah, here's what I find too is you're never going to. She's never going to think that you could be as good enough of a father as she's a mother. Like your connection, she will never believe that. So what's interesting is, my son was I don't know, maybe 8 months, and he broke his arm. Right,
I think he was a little bit older than that.
Maybe a year.
Maybe one.
So he used to climb up on the couch and dive off. He's a wild man, right? And his arm went in between the couch cushions, and he broke his arm. But he didn't cry because he's a fucking maniac. But I'm watching him, and his arm is just like hanging like this, and he's still playing with the left arm. But I'm like, this don't look right. And then we went and got it. I found out that he had fractured his arm, right? So they put this little cast on him, right? But she didn't talk to me for 2 weeks, right? Because I'm a horrible father that allowed her son
to break his
like
arm.
her son. How could you do this? And then here's an interesting. Later on, she dropped him and he hit his head. He was maybe 2 then.
Yeah.
But she was the same way. I'm such a horrible
With
mother.
herself.
She beat her and so you're talking about the
Like
emotion.
she's critical of herself.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, but she was critical with me as well. But the difference was, I was like, look, he's fine. This is going to happen. He's a boy. He understand he's a roughneck. You're not going to, and he's really strong-willed. So I was like, you're not going to stop him from climbing on shit and doing shit. If he broke his arm at 1, he's going
to continue this.
He's a roughneck. It is what it is. But for 2 weeks she cried and beat herself up, and I was the one that was. Now she was abusive to me when he broke his arm, and I was supportive to her when she dropped him. And what she did was way worse, right?
Right.
But it's
Yeah.
The point is, I've never met. So because he's on the spectrum, I used to think because he's on the spectrum that she's super careful with him, and there's certain things that I don't understand about, autism and stuff like that. But I will say this. I've never met a woman who had her first child that wasn't a fucking maniac about the protection of they do not have the ability to discipline them. And they will resent you for disciplining them. Understand that that's what your job is. That is the balance.
Right.
This is why kids end up screwed up, is because they don't have that masculine father figure, and then the mother allows this because they love the kids so much that they can't discipline them, they can't say no. My son, I talk about this, I tell this to Harry all the time, my son loves farm animals, right? So they have these little city farms in London, like, and he, there's about 4 or 5 of them in London, right? My son goes to every one of them, right? In a day, like on Saturday, they will visit 4 different farms in one day, and I'm like, and she'll have a period, or she'll be exhausted and whatever, and then she'll be like, oh, we're going to the. I go, you can take him to one farm.
Yeah.
You don't have to take him to every farm. You can tell him no, but she doesn't even have the ability to tell him no. And it's simply because she loves him. Her maternal.
Well, she believes she looks at an inconvenience.
Yeah.
As a danger, as an emergency.
She cannot discipline him.
Yeah.
She cannot tell him no.
But who does he listen to?
Me.
Right.
He listens to me. Even when he goes crazy, he's giving her the business, she'll FaceTime me, and I'll be like, yo, what's the problem? Because I'll be like, yo, you bugging. Yo, calm the yo, I don't know.
Your son.
Yeah, and he looks at me like, uh-oh. Like, sometimes he won't even look at me, and he'll like
try to
walk
pretend it's
just,
not happening.
Like it's not. You gotta be the father. So there's that. So, but I mean, you gotta constantly talk to her. I mean, even talk to her about the postpartum before this hits. So it's in her head.
Right. We chatted about that too. So I feel like maybe she's like overestimating it in a way, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess this is good.
Well, that's better than
perspective to, like,
underestimating.
Yeah. You don't want her to underestimate.
I think you two will be all right.
It might not even be nothing.
It might be nothing.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to looking at the research and all that. It's like
but I think
a
the
low
fact
percentage of people.
The fact that you both are able to have that conversation will make a lot of this much easier, and you probably won't have those same issues. As opposed to someone who's just refusing to acknowledge any
I know
of
this is corny, but it's about communication. I know this sounds so cliche, but if you're not talking, then it's happening, and then there's this resentment, because
here's the problem with communication. People say that, and they don't communicate how they actually feel. They talk, but nobody's honest about, listen, I don't want to do that anymore, because they hate the fact that it will upset the spouse, and then generally from this end they'll attack you back. That she will attack you back and be upset.
So you got to be honest about that, and you got to talk. Even that, something that has to be said. It says, listen, I know she will not discipline him. Not only that, when I am disciplining him, she's uncomfortable. Like, she's got to leave.
Right.
Like, she'll go do laundry or something when I'm in his ass. So I think it's just Go ahead.
Oh.
No, go ahead.
My last question was, so you've talked before about how your ex-wife and you used to swing, and my partner and I are kind of in a similar situation, like a soft swing kind of situation.
Yeah.
And so, we both had side chicks, and we both just cut them off to focus on the baby.
Right.
But I was curious, how do you how would you restart that, or how do you actually balance that when there's a kid in the mix?
To be honest, y'all are gonna be overwhelmed. If it gets to that, she'll bring it up. If that's she'll bring it up if that's the thing. And the sad thing about this is that if she don't bring it up, I wouldn't bring it up. Because
the side chick, at least.
Yeah, because it'll be like, how could you do this? You're
probably going to struggle with just having regular interactions.
That's what I figured. That's why I cut off the side chick. I was like, I'm not going to have time for this, and I'm not going to keep her around.
And I had a clear situation where, during the postpartum, mine was my wife was like, I was like, yo, what's up? I can't get a blowy or nothing. And she was like, oh, I thought you would take care of that. And I was like, oh.
That's all you had to say.
Oh, that's all you had to say. And so I started lining it up. And then afterwards, it was like, how could you do this? We haven't, you know what I'm saying? She just flipped the script. So it's just like, you just never get a situation where, like I say this all the time, I've never heard of a woman of her word. You know what I mean? Because her emotion is what dictates the truth of the matter. And so this is something she told me to do, and then ultimately got mad at me and wanted to put me on punish me because of it. And I was just, we not.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that. So it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Okay.
So
So you basically just got to know you're going to take the L if
Yeah.
it gets to that point where you.
yeah, I
wanna
mean
do
that's
that.
I mean
Okay.
being a man is taking an L, bro.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
All the time. Always.
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 All right.
Well, thank you,
Fair
Miles.
enough. Yeah. Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
it.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.
We got some super chats here that I want to answer. There's a
Let's
couple
go.
questions. There's one here. So let's make sure we take care of the super chats. And if you're not subscribed to the Man School 202 YouTube page, please head over there. Subscribe to the Man School 202 YouTube page, not just the Godfrey We Trust, because there's where Dante does more consultations on Sundays and Thursdays, and we put up clips and stuff. So this question is, Dante, when did you come up with the true wisdom concept phrase that you have always talked about? I remember that from the very beginning.
Yeah, that was before we were even doing the podcast. That
Do you
was,
remember where that hit you? Or
yeah, it was just what made me become aware of it was the fact. Okay, so it was I was trying to have conversations with people who were really intellectually like doctors and PhDs, and I was having these conversations and. I was hanging out with a bunch of doctors. I think I was in my 20s.
Now, these were actual doctors? These were not strippers dressed in
No, these were
doctors
actual doctors. And
because that could happen.
And I remember so I remember being in biology. Because I was a bio major.
Yeah.
And I used to drag race. I had this old Mitsubishi Starion or Conquest, and I had it souped up, and I had and I was adding an intercooler in it, right? And if you know about how how a car will cool itself, right, with the radiator and there's a, it's the same way that your body cools itself in your sweat glands cool. Like what happens is you have fluid. A little bit different in that the fluid circulate in a car. Fluid circulates, the antifreeze circulates through thing. It
Right.
cools off, cools the radiator. The radiator has a large surface area, and the air blows against the front of the radiator. Therefore, it cools the liquid, and the cool liquid circulates around, and that's how it cools. Your body does the same thing. But it releases sweat,
Yeah.
liquid, water through your pores, and then the pores basically evaporate from the heat, and then as the water evaporates, the vapor that comes off. You ever see yourself like it's where your
In
head
the
is
cold,
smoking,
when
like
you're
you're
in the
working out
freezing
and playing
cold,
basketball,
yeah.
and your head is. It's what's happening is the heat is leaving your body.
Gotcha.
That's the same way something will happen if you see it, like a kid will have a high fever, and you rub them down with alcohol because alcohol has a high. So it was just something that made me. Oh wow, this is just in my head. I was like, oh wow, this is just like how the body.
How the body works is just
It's
same
the
way
same
the car
way that
works.
my car worked, and it just was a way for me to understand things.
It's the same process.
Same process.
Even though you
And
think they're
then-
not related, they in actuality
And then I
are.
started seeing these connections between
patterns, yeah.
between this. Like for instance, things that physics and everything relates. There's always physics is when things at rest tend to stay at rest. Things in motion tend to stay at motion. So you go, how does that relate to something social? Like for instance, if you have let's say you're arguing with somebody and you're wrong, right? The longer you take to apologize, the harder it is to apologize. It's almost like the weight. So it's the same thing as if somebody dropped a boulder on sand. The longer the boulder sits in the sand, the deeper it goes in, the harder it is to move it. Whereas if the boulder has not set in the sand, right?
You have a chance to move it.
It's easier to move.
Yeah.
Not only that, if you drop the boulder and it bounces, if you push again, you can move it while it's bouncing.
Right.
Because
it has some momentum that you can
right.
capitalize on.
So what I learned that when I'm wrong, if I apologize immediately, as soon as I recognize that I'm wrong, if I apologize immediately, it's always easier to have. And then what you'll find is that sometimes people are like, yeah, but you did this, and you go, yeah, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
And it just and then they don't even have and then they go, but you didn't, and you go, I said I was sorry. Are you gonna? I'm not a perfect person. I don't know if you expect me to be a perfect, but I'm sorry and I was wrong. And it diffuses the anger and stuff because everybody's not digging their heels in. And so there was so many different things that I just started learning.
Well, you just learn that different things that people who are successful at business, but
Same
they don't
thing.
transition that into their relationships.
Same thing.
And it's the same process of, knowing when to give in and when to fight for something is the same process.
And then I started reading stuff like Machiavelli, the Book of Five Rings, The Art of War, 48 Laws of Power. You start reading these things and you see these universal laws and how they
Apply,
how they apply to same. And then you just that other book that I recommend everybody to read, Get Anybody to Do Anything. It's just about behavior, and when you learn to apply these things over and over again in different situations. So
I have another super chat here before. When dealing,
how much is the super chat?
Well, the first one here was for $4.99. That's from Jared Haywood.
Thank you, Jared. Make sure you say their name.
That's right. And Hotep Bond, $9.99, not
Nice.
$9.99. When dealing with a woman for a while and you want to make it serious, do you ask her, or
Never.
do you want you wait until she asks you?
You never ask. There's never a situation where a woman wants something that she's not going to be clear, that you're not going to know that that's what she's interested in. And if you're asking premature, she doesn't want it.
She doesn't want it. She's going to think less of you for asking.
Right. And if you ask, then what you're saying is, I want this more than you do. And she will, not resent you, but she'll be like, oh, this motherfucker's thirsty.
Hey, so that's a simple answer for that one. I want to finish the story before because I left us on a hanging. Why did I not ask the woman who texted me, if my friend, would you want to go out with my friend? And even you were like, do you think it's, she might be cute. You don't know. I go, I know. Here's why I know. Because it always happened to me. People will only set me up on dates with other fat people, right?
Uh-huh.
And because they view fat like you can't get anyone else.
That's your species.
And let me tell you something. I've done pretty fucking well for myself. All right, I've done really. Some of you people out there. I'm not talking to our audience, but some of you people, you wish you could have dreams about the things I've done. But Yamanika Saunders, one of our favorites on the show, we can't have on the show anymore because it's hard to talk to her even when we agree with her.
Actually, she's great on this
show. Is she great?
Yeah.
I haven't had her on in a while. I miss Yamanika. I love her.
We have her on.
We would have spirited debates with Yamanika. I miss Yamanika. I would love to have her back on. One time, Yamanika was like, a group of friends had come to see Yamanika, and I was doing a show there. And then Yamanika had texted me. She goes, hey, one of my friends thinks you're really cute. Would you be interested? I said, well, let me see a picture and or whatever. And I remember, I go, I remember that night. I go, I remember those girls. They were all pretty cute. I think no matter who it is, I would be. But I'm like, which one is it in the picture? And so she sent me. She goes, here's my Facebook link, and here's the pictures of them. And I go, I don't. Which one is it? She goes, it's the girl in the teal. And I keep looking at the pictures, like 4 or 5 pictures. I don't see a girl in teal. I go over and over. I go, I don't see who this girl is. She goes, this picture in the bottom, this picture. And I look in the picture, bottom right corner, and there's like a fat girl like poking her head into the corner of the picture. And I'm like, that's the friend. Like, and I was like, how, I don't remember her seeing her that night. Like somehow she had in her, like, I was like, oh, all these girls are, my type. And, and I don't go, I never liked going out with fat girls because it was insulting to me that you go, well, like we don't know anything about your character. I don't know this girl's personality.
Right.
I don't know who she is or what type of person.
All you have in common is cake.
All we have in common is that.
Yeah.
And you think neither of us could do better.
Yeah.
And it's like a charity case. But I just remember, like, it took like 10 minutes.
I
don't see it. Any of these girls. And it's always the way when people do that type of shit. Because they don't have a level of respect. But so that's why I did not, when that girl was like, my friend thinks you're cute. I just wanted to get the number because she's too shy. I'm like, yeah, I know how this works.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But it's also disrespectful. Like, imagine how disrespectful it would be if a man took your number and said, I'm not interested in you.
To some dude that is not in your league, like some ugly dude would have, like, they would go, what? Are you fucking kidding me?
Right. And, but just in general, like, well, I don't want to fuck you, but how about my friend fuck you? How about I let my friend fuck you? You'd be furious about it.
Yeah.
Now, do you think I'm wrong for being like,
No,
I
I
go
think
out?
I think your situation. I mean, I've had that situation where a chick said my friend, and I like send me a picture.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll do that. I'll ask.
here's a funny thing. It's funny because Godfrey gets that a lot. It was like, oh, is your friend? And Godfrey will be like, does she look like you?
Yeah, but that's
and he'll be like, because I'm shallow. So
that's funny.
He go, I'm shallow, and even with him, there's most of the time she's not even of the caliber of
right, because otherwise
girl,
she would come up and do it.
Yeah.
But also, it's like I think it's a little different if someone goes, "Hey, my friend is cute," my friend or my. Forget that. If someone goes, "Hey,
independently,
my friend would like to," you might be interested in my friend. That's different than take him. I go, "Hey, I'd like to go take you out sometime," and you take the number. That's deceptive. It's different if you go, "I think you and my friend would do nice independently of that."
Yeah.
But to take my number after I ask you out, that's a lie. You're lying.
Yeah.
It's deceptive. Anyway.
Yeah, it is.
So my point was, I just say no to things like that, which
I mean, and that's a real specific.
Here's one
thing.
that you told me, and this one helped me out a lot. Back in the day, I met some girl. I invite her out to the comedy club, and she goes, last minute she goes, is it okay if I bring my friend with me? If my friend comes along?
Yeah.
And normally I would be back in the day. I'd be like, gosh, yeah, okay, whatever. Bring just as long as I get in my head, like just as long as you get in there, so I can try to make the sale, you know. And I remember you taught me this, and you're just like, no, tell her no.
Yeah.
Tell her I'm not interested. Do you want her friend to come along? I go no. And he goes, okay, so then don't.
Ace.
Yeah.
It's just being honest.
Just be honest. Like, no, I'm not interested in you. I'm not interested in your friend. I'm interested in you, period.
Graham K, one time Graham K did that. It's a comic. He goes, yeah, I'm going to hook up with this girl, but she asked, could I bring my friend? I was like, let me see your phone. I go, nah, forget it. And he goes, what are you doing? I go, trust me.
What are you doing, eh? He's Canadian. What are you doing, Dante?
What?
Well, you're
throwing
crazy
those
here.
muffins at me.
Yeah. You're going to blow up my spot. And then what happened?
And he was sitting in my car. He was sitting in the Jeep.
And Dante goes, just wait.
I reached in. I pulled I had you know how I keep candy on me, right?
Sure.
I gave him a blow pop here.
Just relax. Here, relax.
He goes, what did you do? What did you? Bzzz. Why? What? And then I give me the phone, and I go, I'm interested in you. I'm not interested in your friend. And if you're not interested in me, that's fine. But I don't want to waste my time. She was like, okay.
Yeah.
And if not, you're wasting your time because now you gotta entertain two people.
And it also it lowers your value to her in general because you would accept that.
Yeah.
It's strange. Just asking for what you want or setting a boundary creates a level of respect and admiration with anybody, not just in a relationship. Just in
Put the number up, Dom.
It's almost 10 here.
Oh yeah,
we might have to wrap up, but
yeah,
it's up to you.
Real quick, I just want to say this one. Big shout out to Cinnabon. Cinnabon went out with this girl, and the girl, he met up with the girl and her friend, and the girl, her sister, no, it was her sister, and her sister's husband drove them there.
Oh yeah.
Sat in the parking lot, right? And she was like, "Oh yeah, we call him Elmer Fudd." This is what she said about the husband.
Who said that? The girlfriend or the sister?
The girl that she was trying to see. He was trying to date this one, and her sister came out with her, and the brother, her husband, drove them out there, sat in the parking lot while they got drunk until they was ready to go, and then was going to pick them up and take them home. And he goes, yeah, I'm good. I'm going to just go. And she goes, why? What happened? And he goes, look, he goes, here you got her husband is here. He's sitting in the parking lot, right? And he's waiting for you so you guys don't have to drive drunk or you have a ride home and stuff. He's literally sitting in the parking lot with you, and you refer to him as Elmer Fudd. You have no respect for him, and you don't have respect for other people, and I just don't want to be around somebody who's disrespectful to people like that. I'm just not interested. She goes, "Oh, you don't understand." He goes, "No,
I understand. I heard you.
I absolutely understand.
I don't think that you understand.
You don't give a fuck because he let you take advantage of him, and because he let you take advantage of him, you have no respect for him. And so why would I want to be with?
Why would I
somebody?
sign up for that?
The minute I trip, you're gonna be calling me Elmer Fudd or Goofy or whatever the fuck it is. Anyway,
Boy.
y'all want consultations? DanteandHarry.com. Click on consult. Y'all want to holler at me? We'll save your life. Harry, advice from Harry at gmail.com.
And also follow my YouTube show. Harry has ADHD. It's a lot of fun. Come and check it out.
Also follow me on my YouTube channel, Dante and Nero. I'm getting ready to put some other content. It's going to be a blast. I'm getting ready to do something else over there. And follow me on Instagram and all that stuff. Don't forget the Patreon. Please, please, please. If you can support us on the Patreon, it's patreon.com/manschool202. Thank you so much for everybody. Big shouts to Miles French sent me $50. Thank you, Miles. I appreciate you, bro. You are the best. You guys are keeping the dice rolling, so I appreciate that. GYBB, get your balls back. WWDD, What Would Dante Do? The Sexual Revolution is being podcasted. Yo, I love y'all, man. We will see you Thursday. I'll be going live, so look for that. Peace.
Man School 202. Better hear what I've got to say because you won't get it again.
I'm not an alpha male. I'm not a beta male either. I'm just a better man. Well, put your happiness first, because if you don't, they won't.